The next thing we can take a look at is how to get access to native AWS services through the SDDC, through a machine deployed on the SDDC. So what we've got is I've got a VM that's deployed on SDDC. It's just the basic Ubuntu VM. If I go in here, I'm logged into it. And what we want to do is, for this example, let's just deploy an EC2 instance on our connected AWS account, and we'll log into that one. So I've just logged in here to the AWS account that's connected to the SDDC. So if I go to EC2 and I want to launch an instance, let's take a very basic instance. It's Amazon Linux T2 Micro. For key pair, let's proceed without a key pair at the moment. What we'll do is we'll just show that we can connect to it on ICMP. We can try to do an SSH login, but obviously it won't be successful given that we don't have key pairs set up. So we can launch into one of our subnets. It shouldn't matter which. We don't want a private IP address. We will select an existing security group. So what I've got here is a security group that, just as it sounds, it enables ICMP and SSH from everywhere, which obviously isn't best practice, but for this case it'll do just fine. So let's launch that one. What I'm going to show now is a connection from a VM in SDDC, the VMC, to a native VM running on EC2 in the connected AWS account. So what I've done to prepare for this already is I've gone into EC2, and if I go to EC2 rather, I go to instances. I just created a very small VM running on a private subnet within the AWS account, has a private IP address. If I copy that, you can see there's no public IP address. There's no internet access at all from this VM or from this instance. The security group is quite open on this one. It's allowing SSH and ping from anywhere. Again, not best practice, but for this, I'll just leave it open so we don't have to lock anything down too much. If we take a look at the VPC and take a look at the route table for that subnet and take a look at the routes, we can see that VMC has advertised out to this account a route to our brand new subnet 172.20.105.0 through this Elastic Network interface. Now, what you possibly also might have to check is if you click on this ENI and select it there, it's going to have a security group assigned to it. So if we click on that one, and this is allowing all traffic to pass through it, assuming it comes from that security group that we've assigned the instance to. So that should allow all traffic through from the AWS side. What we'll also have to do is allow traffic through from the VMC side. So you can see if I go into my new VM at the moment, log in there, and I'll see if I can ping 10.110.3.147, which I can't, because although it's allowed from the AWS side, it's not allowed from the VMC side. So if I cancel that, go in here, go back into networking and security, and into my gateway firewall, the compute gateway, which controls access for the default compute tier 1 router. I need to add a rule here. Let's just call it AWS native. I could lock this down to specific IP ranges, but there's probably no reason. And what I can do here is just say VPC interface. And now that's pinging. And you can see, because it's pretty much directly next to, it's in the same data center more or less as the SDDC is deployed to, you were getting a very low ping times. What I should also be able to do is SSH to that. but in this case will be denied because it's expecting a SSH key to be passed to it. So cancel that.